Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is still doing really well. I know that it is a very difficult time for everyone, and I absolutely want to remind you at the start of this video that if you need anything at all, please reach out to me. I'll have my Instagram handle right here for you guys. In my last video, I talked about how this has been a really hard time for me, and I completely understand that it's probably a very difficult time for lots of other people, so don't hesitate to reach out. My name is Juliana. I make all kinds of videos, but right now I'm kind of focusing on videos about things I'm doing in isolation, things you guys can do in isolations, and just in general ways you guys can stay entertained while staying an appropriate social distance from other people. So today's video, I almost didn't want to make, but I knew it was a necessary video. Basically, the editing of this is just going to be a very long process for me, but that is okay. But anyway, today I'm sharing with you 100 videos that I've watched that I think you guys should binge while you have the time to. So I divided my list into a bunch of different categories. I think they're like classic movie categories, so you don't have to worry. It's just classics, oldies, inexplicably good movies, scary movies, documentaries, comedies, sad movies, drama movies, action, mystery, cartoon, and romantic movies. I'm gonna admit I have the most in comedies and romantics because I mean, that's just the movies I like watching the most. And there's a few in there that I think would surprise people who know me, so stay tuned for those. And I have a few categories where I just genuinely didn't know what movies to fit into them, so yeah, don't at me if you think the categories are kind of off. This is just to give you an idea of what movies to watch. I'm not going to give too much of a description because if I described all 100 movies, that'd be kind of ridiculous. I just want you guys to know that all of these movies are really good. They're just good in different ways. I'd like to think though that there's at least 10 movies on this list that every person would enjoy because I really spread it out over a lot of different genres. I'm sure I've watched a lot of other movies in my life, but these are the 100 that I could think of like immediately that I thought were really good. And the good news is that the majority of them are on Netflix. If you can't find them on Netflix, you can always just hop over to because you know everything's there anyway. I'm probably gonna label this video more than 100 ideas because a lot of these movies have like a 1, a 2, a 3. I think one of them has 8. So I'm just saying I'm actually giving you way more than 100 ideas. You're welcome. So the first category is classics. I have my list on my phone, so don't mind me here. But in classics, I have Pulp Fiction, Mamma Mia and Mamma Mia 2, The Breakfast Club, The Godfather, which has a 1, a 2, and a 3, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Dirty Dancing, Footloose, and Grease. The Parent Trap, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, The Sound of Music, the original Mary Poppins, any of the 8 Harry Potter movies, Clueless, Groundhog Day, Jaws, Forrest Gump, and Miss Congeniality. If I were you and I was genuinely not gonna listen to my entire 100 movies, I would stop there and pick movies from that list because those are the ones I just really view as everyone should have to view in their life because they're all so good. My next category is oldies but goodies. These are movies that probably my parents, for the majority of these, maybe watched, but they're actually such good movies and I wanted to make sure that you guys know about them. My Cousin Vinny is probably my favorite movie I have ever seen. I'm not even kidding. Every time I show someone, they don't like it as much as I think they will. But anyway, my friend Maddie was just telling me how in order to enjoy that movie, you have to have a big brain, and she's completely right. The next is Casablanca, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, To Kill a Mockingbird, you know, if you want to have that still in school feeling, Alien, Blade Runner, Total Recall, The Blues Brothers, and Rocky. Honestly, some of those might have also been able to fit into the classics category, but I didn't want to overwhelm that section. So also all of those movies are really good. I mean, all my movies on my list are really good, but I mean, anything from the classics categories and the oldies but goodies category, I genuinely think anyone can enjoy, except maybe like the musicals, because there's probably some random people who are like musical haters who wouldn't like them. The next is inexplicably good. I really want someone to comment a category name for these. I just don't know what they are. I guess some of them are like thrillers, mysteries, like they're the ones at the end of the movie where you're like, oh my gosh, like damn, how did I miss that? But anyway, I have Shutter Island, The Usual Suspects, and The Departed, which are all so good. I mean, I feel like I'm saying that about everything on this list because I genuinely think all these movies are really good. But those ones are ones you're gonna get to the end and you're like, what? How did I miss that? Like, how did I not know that was coming? So I definitely recommend those 3. I'm gonna admit just right now that I really don't like scary movies. I actually didn't make it the whole way through Shutter Island. I am determined to do it eventually, but I just genuinely don't like scary movies. But I do have one scary movie on my list and it's Dead Calm. I actually accidentally watched it one time when I had to pull an all-nighter during a science fair project. Basically, it was a disaster project where the thing was supposed to end really quickly and it ended up lasting all night long. And it was one of those ones where you have to like time it for your trial. So I just stayed up all night, so I decided to watch this movie and it was way too scary for me. The next category is documentaries, but they're not like boring documentaries you watched in grade 4 science. These are like genuinely interesting documentaries. The The first one is the Madeleine McCann documentary. You guys know how obsessed I am with her. I have a whole video talking about that whole conspiracy. I genuinely cannot get back into it because I just get that heated about it. The next one's called Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile, and that's the Ted Bundy movie. It's not actually a documentary, it has Zac Efron in it, but it basically just explains the story, so that's why I consider it close enough to a documentary. There actually is a Ted Bundy documentary on Netflix in general that you guys could watch. I did watch the whole thing. I just found that toward the end it got a little bit repetitive, honestly, but this movie with Zac Efron one is interesting like as a standalone movie. And then my last documentary on the list is Fire, the Greatest Party That Never Happened. I'm sure you guys heard about it. It was like, super popular in the media only a little bit back. But anyway, it's really interesting to watch. So those are my documentaries that I recommend to you guys. And my next category is comedies. I love comedies. Comedies are lighthearted. If you're really focusing on a genre to watch right now, probably comedies is the way to go. Keep those spirits high. So the comedies I recommend are Bad Neighbor, and there are 2 of those. Pitch Perfect, and there are 3 of those. Superbad and Wedding Crashers. 21 and 22 Jump Street. The Interview. The Hangover, and there are 2 of those. I Feel Pretty. Bridesmaids. Wine Country, and Father of the Year. So then I have a sad movies category. I'm not big on sad movies. That being said, I've obviously seen some in my life. So the ones I would recommend to you are The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, The Titanic, which I've actually never seen the end of. I always cut off right where it stops being a romantic drama, and I'm like, nope, that's enough. I don't need to see the sad ending. I know what happens anyway. And then lastly, Saving Private Ryan. I feel like that's a classic, but it is so sad. So my next category is dramas. I'll admit there's a lot of different genres mixed into this category, but it's kind of like a catch-all category for me. So first off is Soul Surfer, The Blind Side, The Help, The Hunger Games, and there are 3 of those. Easy A, Book Club. Honestly, love that movie. My boyfriend's mom recommended it to me and it was so good. Definitely like one of those like heart-touching, like cutie girly movies. In Time, 8 Mile, Little Miss Sunshine, which I watched when I was way too young to see it, True Grit, and Perks of Being a Wallflower. So my next category is action movies. I'll admit that most of these were inspired by things my boyfriend wanted to watch on nights when we were hanging out. But that being said, these are the ones from that category that I actually really enjoyed, so I think you guys will like them too. First off is The Other Guys, then Inglourious Bastards, Limitless, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and then lastly, Die Hard, and there are 6 of those. This is a pretty short category, but I wanted to include a couple mystery movies that I enjoyed. So one I watched really recently is Spencer's Confidential. My boyfriend really enjoyed it, and then I watched it with him, and it was honestly really good. And then the other one I enjoyed, which is more of like a lighter one, would be Murder Mystery. It's a Netflix original with Jennifer Aniston in it, so what can I say? Who doesn't love Jennifer Aniston? So the next category is cartoon movies. I debated including this, but honestly, who doesn't enjoy cartoon movies? So I'm going with it anyway. I guess most of these I've watched as a kid, but I consider them classics, so you guys obviously need to watch them. First off, I have Ratatouille, and then Up. That should probably be in my sad category, but you know, it picks up after a little bit. Then I have E.T. and WALL-E. And then lastly, I have Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, which there are 2 of, and Toy Story, which there are 3 of. And then my very last category, my favorite category, my Nicholas Sparks inspired category, I have all my romantic movies. Please, please, please don't stop watching here. I promise some of these are really, really good. And honestly, I've watched some of these with my boyfriend and he actually enjoyed them. So all I'm saying is don't knock this category before you try it. So I have Crazy Stupid Love, The Notebook, 50 First Dates and The Best of Me, The Longest Ride and The Silver Linings Playbook, Friends with Benefits, The Kissing Booth, 50 Shades of Grey, of which there are 3, The Lucky One, Dear John, A Walk to Remember, The Last Song, The Choice and The Fault in Our Stars, The Spectacular Now, Love Actually, 13 Going on 30, What Men Want, The Holiday, The Backup Plan, Just Go With It, and Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. It occurred to me while reading that some of those are sad, but I don't want to give any of them away because those are the best movies on the list. So warning, if you really hate sad movies, maybe like read a really quick plot synopsis of some of those. Some of the really sad ones are like well-known movies, so you can avoid them, but overall I love that category. Those are the movies I would choose to rewatch, obviously like the classic category too, but I can always rewatch a good rom-com. But anyway, you guys, I really hope this list helps you out. I hope you guys are doing okay with the isolation. I hope you're finding lots of things to do. I did make a list of 25 things you can do in isolation or when you're bored, so I'll link that for you guys. And then I also made a video showing my routine that I'm trying to follow, inspired by a viral Twitter post for when I'm bored. So anyway, you guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate everyone who subscribes to me so much. I'd love if you like this video and commented other videos you want to see down below. I hope everyone's staying safe and healthy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.